What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well on this Monday. And I was thinking about taking today off from making Seahawks videos here. I was thinking about just taking a day with no uploads, which has not happened in quite some time. But I just felt like, we got plenty of time to talk about these rookies. I got plenty of time to do my deep dives. So I thought maybe a day off would be good just to kind of mentally reset. And I said I was only going to make a video if something of note happened. Well, something of note did happen, and I'm going to go ahead and make this video right here to talk about it for a little bit. Real quick, though, one thing I should say is that the Jalen Milroe videos are being worked on. They are almost done, and they should be up tomorrow. There are probably going to be 4 of them, because when you're talking about a quarterback, there's just so much more, especially when you're doing the tape stuff. So there's probably going to be like 4 Milroe videos instead of just the 3. So keep an eye out for that tomorrow. And we're really going to try to understand what's going on with Milroe, because he is obviously not our top rookie, and he's not the rookie that we expect the biggest contributions from this year, but he might be the most compelling rookie, if that makes sense. He might be the most interesting rookie. He might have the biggest ability to impact this team one way or the other down the line. I don't know. There's some qualifier there that lines up with Milroe. So those videos are going to come out tomorrow. And like I said, I was going to take today off, but the Seahawks decided to go ahead and take the plunge with their rookies. The Seahawks, as of like 10 minutes ago, not even, according to Adam Schefter, have signed their first-round pick, Grey Zabel, to a 4-year deal, fully guaranteed, $18.471 million. So just shy of $18.5 million for Zabel. Standard 4-year deal, as all these first-round rookies get, with a 5th-year option that may or may not be enacted when the time comes. So fully guaranteed is the norm for these first-round picks these days. Going back to last year, Byron Murphy, his contract was 4 years, $16.083 million, so slightly less, but it was all completely guaranteed. If you go back to Witherspoon and JSN the previous year, their contracts were also fully guaranteed on those 4 years. So that is just the way things are done for these first-round picks. Not necessarily the case for the later round picks. There's been a little bit of intrigue around that lately, because you've got a few second-round picks, guys like Jaden Higgins, getting fully guaranteed deals. So that's going to continue to evolve. But yeah, Grey Zabel under contract. Good to see. Hopefully the remaining dominoes fall in the coming few weeks. All right, so that's about all that can be said about that. I mean, it's a deal that is dictated by the CBA. It's not really negotiated all that much. There's not really much to negotiate. I think you can negotiate like the signing bonus. That's about it. So not much to say here other than welcome aboard Grey Zabel. Hopefully he's good. A couple of other little things happening earlier today that are worth at least a couple minutes of discussion. First, we got Jordan Schultz here. The Cleveland Browns signed RaySean Jenkins. Now, I don't... Oh, sorry, my microphone is spiking there real quick. Sorry if that peeked out the microphone. But I don't think there were any Seahawks fans that wanted RaySean Jenkins back, really. He was not particularly effective last year. He broke his hand, and I think his broken hand led to him missing tackles and not being a particularly effective player on the field. But at the same time, we've clearly moved on. Kobe Bryant took his starting job, and we've got Julian Love on a deal of multiple years remaining. I think he has 3 years left. And now you drafted Nick Emenwari, and he's going to be your third safety, along with possibly filling some other roles. So I don't think anybody wanted RaySean Jenkins back, but for anybody who did, he is now a member of the Cleveland Browns. So he is off the market. Again, I don't think he'll be missed. We didn't get a lot out of him, although I guess it's worth noting for RaySean that we do kind of have a need for like a 4th safety. I don't know who our 4th safety is right now, but I don't think you need to sign a RaySean Jenkins to be your 4th safety. I think you can get a UDFA. I think you can get a low-level veteran signing beyond the profile of a RaySean Jenkins, somebody who's just kind of dangling around out there waiting to get picked up. So I think that RaySean Jenkins leaving is something that there's not going to be too much consternation about, but he is going on to Cleveland. And we also got this from Condota earlier today, and this is unlikely to matter very much. This is unlikely to mean much, but I think this is worth noting when it happens, because it's hard for this to happen. This does not happen super often, and I think it's worth calling out when it does. There have been 2 undrafted rookie free agent signings for the Seahawks from their rookie minicamp tryouts. So 2 guys showed up to rookie minicamp as tryout players and actually got signed. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to make the team. It just means they're going to be part of the 90-man roster for the time being. Maybe they're still there in time for training camp and OTAs, and then we see what happens. More than likely, they still don't make the team. More than likely, they still end up just getting a cup of coffee, hope to make a decent impression on the organization, and maybe they get brought back in the event of injuries later in the season. But it's still pretty cool. We got linebacker De'Eric Jackson, who I know a few people like. I know there's been some discussion about this guy. I don't know very much about him. I might look into him down the line, but obviously he is a lower priority. And you've also got wide receiver Montori Foster Jr. I know that he played at Michigan State for the Spartans, but I do not know very much about him beyond that. I don't think he's a particularly big guy. I guess that's one thing that I can say. But it's always kind of cool and always kind of notable when you have these rookie minicamp tryout guys actually make the team, even if it's only for a week. Even if they're out of here in a week because we signed somebody else and had to push them off. Still shows something about them that's good. To make room for these 2 players, we released a River Craycraft. I believe Craycraft is how you pronounce it. That's not how it's spelled, but that's the English language for you. So Craycraft never had a realistic shot of making the 90-man, the 53-man anyway, so him getting pushed off the 90-man doesn't really matter. So he is getting pushed on out of here, and hopefully one of these guys makes a good impression, man. Especially Jackson. We could use some linebacker depth around here. I was hopeful that Woodard could be that guy, but Woodard's already gone. Apparently he signed with the Texans. And there was also there was another linebacker who I think got released already as well. So we're trying to find people. But it'd be nice to have a happy accident at a position like linebacker. Not because we need a starter, luckily. That would be unreasonable, but just somebody that can be capable depth and contribute on special teams would be nice. All right, so that's about it. Just wanted to round up a few things. 1 video for today, and then tomorrow we're back to the grind. Welcome, Grey Zabel. Congratulations on your $18.5 million contract. Fully guaranteed. Hope he's good. Hope things work out. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Probably on Twitch later tonight. Have a good day.